Run it. I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then I go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then I go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss.
Hey, what up, everybody? It's the Bains and Beers podcast, and today we got on, a great host,
very special guest,
a very with my co-host.
Oh, you're gonna give me a shout
yeah, I was about to give my co-host a shout
Thanks,
out.
I appreciate
But
it.
we got a very special guest, a podcast that we've been waiting to do for I think many years. It's been in the making. Someone that's very close to me, my cousin.
Me too. It's my cousin too.
Our boy Hayz. What's up, Hayz?
What's up, AJ? What's up,
What's up, buddy? Good to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers.
How you been?
I've been good, man. I've just been focused working on music. I've been traveling. I've been in the studio. I've been trying to plan out shows. I've been doing a lot.
Yeah. And how's everything in terms of, where you are with the music right now?
I'm at a point where I've spent the last 10 years on just making the music and focusing on the creative side, and now I'm at a point where I just want to get it out. Whereas like most people in this industry, most people that you guys might see on like TikTok or Instagram, they'll come out and most of their success would come off of TikTok, off of like 1 year. You know what I mean? You'll see these guys, but the talent's not there. I've been focused on like making my production the best, the mixing and mastering the best, the writing the best, the singing and rapping the best I could possibly be. So when I do come out to the world, I've done my fucking 10,000 hours.
Let's just give a little bit of a background on what you do to the audiences that are gonna be watching.
I'm an artist. I produce. I started off as a producer, and I was trying to get my beats off to people, but the people that I was trying to get my beats to, they weren't doing my beats justice.
Yeah.
And coming from like Surrey and like Vancouver and stuff, like honestly, the people out here at the time when I started making music, there was really not a music scene. And so I left this place, and so I went to Toronto, and I started making music out there. And
give a little timeline. When
how was that experience moving at you were pretty young at that time too?
I was 16 years old. I moved because I had to, because I couldn't stay stagnant here. You know what I mean? Nothing was happening in this city as far as hip hop and R&B goes. Like I remember going to a studio, and it was like a AC/DC type of rock guy, and it was just not the vibes that we were trying to create out here. And so sometimes you gotta leave and then to come back and do it where you're at. It's like Drake didn't really. People always say do it from where you're at, but Drake had to go to Houston, then come back to Toronto. Yeah. So that's why. But yeah, I started off as a producer. I was trying to get my beats to certain artists in the city, but those artists at that point, they weren't really like cutting it for me, and I felt that I could do a lot more, and then I started writing and rapping on my own beats. And that's how I got into the whole music side of things on as being a full-on artist, but singing came way after for me. Like people think that I started like
you've always been doing
like people be like, yo, if you ask about Hayz, they'd be like, yo, he's a singer, because they hear songs like they've heard Keep It Coming, Girls Like You, they've heard like Since '98 and all these songs.
Doing the nice little high notes, right?
Yeah, exactly. Even I know like it was a house record, but it was singing. But people don't know that I actually started off as rapping. So
how was that transition from when you want to be a producer, like, I just want, because that producer is like more of like behind the scenes and stuff like that too, type of like personality compared to being like the actual star and being in
the forefront.
Yeah.
It feels like, have you seen the Genius documentary of Kanye?
I haven't, but it just sounds like it sounds like Nav kind of thing. Like, he was a producer and then he started making his thing. He says that in all of his interviews. That's what it sounds
with Kanye, it feels like he's constantly fighting. He's always like, even in that Genius, like you see him constantly battling, trying to like fight his way. Like, look at me, what I'm creating. Even when he was producing, like nobody was paying attention. Yeah, you know what I mean. And he had to like fight his way there.
That's the battle of being a producer in this industry. Is like you can get labeled as a producer and then get thrown into a box. Yeah. Same thing that happened with Nav. Same thing happened with Ye. Is like when you come off as a producer, you might get the industry credit and you can make a lot of money too. But when it comes down to, separating yourself and becoming an artist, people are just gonna continue looking at you like a producer. So you really have to fucking jump out and do something different, and bring something to the table. You know what I mean? If Kanye didn't work as hard as he did to like prove himself over and over and over again,
100%.
Dame Dash wouldn't have even given him a chance. Everybody overlooked him. But that's how this game goes. Everybody loves you when everyone else fucking loves you.
Yeah.
And that's the society we live in. We live around a bunch of fucking sheep.
It's sheep mentality.
And that's what it is out here. So I'm trying to change that. I'm not trying to be like everybody else out here. I'm trying to fucking do some different shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So let's talk a little bit about what got you into music. Like what you started at the age of 15?
I was I was in trouble with the law, and I had a long period of time where I couldn't leave my crib.
Yeah.
And one of my friends came over, and I tell this story all the time. Like he was super rich, and his parents like would bring him like get him laptops and all this stuff, and like you know, just a spoiled little motherfucker. You know,
spoiled little brown kid.
Yeah, he came to my house one time, and
he was an opera kid.
Yeah. He came to my house one time, and he brought his laptop with him, and he had FL Studio on his laptop, but he was making like the wackest fucking beats ever.
Yeah.
Terrible shit, you know what I mean? But I was like, I fell in love with it because ever since I was a little kid, like, you know, like fucking, if people don't know, that's my first cousin. Like we grew up together. We know everything about each other. But like I grew up listening to music, dancing, always playing music, playing piano, playing different instruments. Like I've been about music since I was a little kid. I just didn't actually like full on consider myself a musician. Yeah. But God really brought that into my life through that situation. When he came over, I had no other option. I couldn't leave. I lost all my friends. I was going through so much shit with the law, and so when I started, when I was like, when he showed me that, I was like, yo, let me borrow this laptop for like just like a couple days. 3 months go by, he doesn't get his laptop back, and finally I give him back his laptop, and I was like, 250 beats on it. And that was my start into production because I fell in love with it. I had nothing else to do. I wasn't being a kid. I was 15 years old, sitting at home, in trouble with the law, kicked out of the motherfucking school district. I wasn't allowed to be a kid and go out and have parties and fucking chill and try to hit on girls and do all this shit that any other kid was doing. I grew up really fucking fast, and so when I went through all that, then I was like, fuck, I gotta focus on this shit. 18 hours a day I spent on learning every fucking button, everything, and then fuck, eventually you get good at it. You know what I mean? Wayne Gretzky didn't just fucking become the best hockey player overnight. He fucking was practicing in his backyard every motherfucking day.
All day, all night, But that's like a blessing in disguise though, looking back now that, like, you know, while all the other kids are out there partying, doing the thing, you kind of got forced into a situation that allowed you to elevate your game. Now you're so far ahead from a lot of them, right?
That's why I'm a firm believer of God all day, all night. And you know, nowadays I feel like the mainstream media is trying to kill the idea of God. And so that's why I stand with people like Kanye. Like, you know, I believe that God put me on this path that I'm on right now. You know what I mean? With everything that with the ability, like even this microphone, it's a weapon.
100%.
You know what I mean? Bro. We can either use it to do good or bad. And most people, if you look at his music nowadays, 99% of the fucking music that's coming out is garbage. And when I say it's garbage, I mean like it's violence, it's sex, money, drugs, all the same old bullshit that we keep hearing. And why? Because these labels, the people who are running this shit at the top, they keep promoting this shit. I'm not gonna say who, but there was a time when I was in LA, and there was an artist who I was with in Calabasas, and he got a phone call, and it was from an A&R from a label, and he was telling him to go do something stupid, we'll bail you out of jail, whatever it is, but your records aren't selling, so you got to do something. Damn. Why is that? Why have we came to a point in the music industry where it's about clout and politics and all this bullshit? It should be about the music, and that's why I want to take it back, because I know there's a lot of people out there that are just like me, you, that like listening to real music and poetry and artists like Cole and Nas and Pac and real revolutionary shit that 100%. Keeps hip-hop alive. I hate this new school shit where these guys let's be honest, who the fuck is really talented nowadays? These kids are sipping lean and listening to the same old fucking bullshit. I'm tired of it.
I feel like kids don't understand lyrics anymore, man. Like remember Immortal Technique?
Yeah.
Like imagine who really knows about him? Think about all the shit he's talked about in his music.
He got straight up counsel. He was talking about the farmers and everything.
He talked about everything.
And he's like super shadow banned on Instagram. It's just like, I've noticed that.
Here's the thing. In the generation that we're living in now, it's like you either play the game or you get consumed by the game. And a lot of people don't want to get consumed by this, so they just play the game that they're told. Here are the rules. You follow the rules. You shut the fuck up. You stay in your lane, and nothing will happen to you. And you can keep making money, and little kids will keep listening to you. But you know, as soon as you get out of line and you start saying the shit that they don't want you to say, then boom, it's over. And I hate that. Why do we live in a world that people are getting canceled for their opinion and belief?
It's like they told us slavery was a bad thing, but yet we seem to be more enslaved now we are than we ever were. You know what I mean?
And to elaborate on that, because I know someone will probably listen to this and be like, what you talking about, slaves? Like, what you know about that? No, we're not talking about slavery like that, like we're shackled up. I mean slavery and mental slavery.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't, most people, right? And this is going to be the most biased shit, and you fucking say whatever the fuck you want, but most girls can't give me a reason why they hate Andrew Tate.
They can't.
Give me a reason why is he like, okay, yeah, he said some shit, but you got to take the good out of what people say. You know why? The media has trained us to focus on negativity way more than positivity. So when someone says something negative, people are going to listen to it. And
100%.
if the news nowadays were to say that a giraffe saved a bunch of fucking elephants or whatever, some shit, I still wouldn't believe it, because most of the shit we hear is bullshit. It's bullshit. It's propaganda.
And even when it comes to Andrew Tate, the media only showed us like clips of all the shit that like was misconstrued. Yeah. Where a lot of the shit he was saying made sense. You know what I mean? If you talk about the elites, or you talk about, you know, what's really going on and how they're trying to control us, the agenda, what they're trying to push on us, we see it every day. It's happening more and more and more. Yeah. If you look around the world, why is there war going on everywhere? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like everybody's getting put into this like category.
The world's so fucking forward now, right?
Yeah.
Like, is it really?
And it's like, it feels like we're losing our freedom of speech now. You know what I mean? You say one wrong thing and it's like, okay, wait, push this guy to the side.
It was like social media. It was like made for everybody to express and everybody to have a voice. And then now it's like, now it's like basically what.
It's controlled media.
It's controlled. What needs to be said, or what they want to be. What
they want to be said.
They want to be said.
Right now,
that's
like,
what's gonna be
you
said.
know, even us talking about it, we're talking about it from a point of it being a problem.
Yeah.
You know? And that irks me all the time, because so many people would be like, yeah, this is what's wrong, this is what's wrong, this is what's wrong, with no solution. Yeah. The solution is that we got to come together as artists, as creators, as influencers, as everything that stands our people look at. And we got to stand against this shit, because art and even comedy is a piece of art, you know, entertainment in general. Like how they were telling Kevin Hart that you gotta apologize because he made some fucking joke on Twitter, or Dave Chappelle, you can't do this, when there's people like, you know, I don't want to dive too much into that whole shit because it's not mine. It's not for me to talk about. It's for them to talk about. But at the end of the day, it's like, how the fuck could you cancel that motherfucker? You know, when he's just doing what he loves. People were laughing at the same joke 5 years ago. Now all of a sudden you can't tolerate it. Exactly. As time goes by, that just does not make sense. People need to leave our fucking art alone. Leave our music alone. We need to start a fucking renaissance, and renaissance has been started. People don't even know this. It's a revolution that's continuing to keep on going. Like the new radicals in the 1990s were talking about these labels, saying like, yo, okay, I get it. You know, here's the thing about these labels, you know, and Tory Lanez will tell you this too, but they're trying to, they come in and they don't look at art as in, okay, these artists make pure loving content and they're creative and they want to share it to the world. Nah, they want to monopolize us. They want to take our fucking content. They want to take us and just see a dollar figure around that. And so when someone's like that, all they see is money around you. They don't give a fuck about you, what you have to say.
So as an artist, right, like, what do you think about that independent approach compared to the like label A&R like type of shit?
But Bhavin, my question to you is this: as an artist, if you have a record label that comes up to you tomorrow, is like, I'll give you this much, put a fucking price on the check, you won't take it?
It depends on what it is. Yeah. It's all about leverage. I'm at a point in my life right now where I put so much time on the creative side of things, and I haven't put time into creating my brand, into creating my that public image, into getting my streams up. Everybody gives a fuck about numbers. It's a stats game that we're in right now, right? Right now, there may not be too many people talking about Hayz, but I promise you, in a few months from now, the whole fucking city, the whole world, people are going to be talking about me. And it's going to be because I'm focusing on that avenue now. I'm going to focus on getting my streams up. I'm going to focus on getting my music out there. And I know my shit is way better than 99% of the shit that's out there. And I'm confident in when I say that, 100%. You know, because that's hip-hop. It's competitive. I'm not saying this like I'm some cocky motherfucker. I'm overconfident. When has it been a bad thing to be overconfident? No, but anyways, I'm saying this to say that the whole world will start to love me and everybody's going to be calling. And when you say that people are going to be calling me with numbers and all that shit, that will happen. It's happened to Drake. It's happened to Tory. It's happened to Party Next Door. It's happened to The Weeknd. It's happened to everybody.
Yeah.
And especially in Canada, like, you know, every time a Canadian artist starts popping up, then these American labels will be like, okay, shit, let's get behind this guy right now. But the thing is, one thing we need to realize is that instead of them just monopolizing us and turning us into a dollar figure for their pockets, we got to look at our interests now. That's what's happening in 2022. Independent artists are fucking breaking apart, and they're realizing that, like, yo, at the end of the day, if you're signed to a label, right, they might get you on a deal where, like, they're going to spend $20,000 for marketing when realistically it's like $4,000 or $5,000 is the actual cost for how much it costs. So you just find out the people that they're going to. Yeah. It's literally what Tory said. Yeah. He's like, find out the people that they're using and then go and do that shit yourself, because you could save like 4 times the cost and you keeping the money yourself. You're keeping the money yourself.
Yeah, like you look at like what's his name? Russ is a big inspiration, right?
Yeah, and people don't know this, but Russ sells out arenas like Drake does, stadiums. You know, Russ. But you will never know that because his face isn't on billboards and he's not getting the billions of streams. He's not touching Bad Bunny like Kanye, like Drake level of fame. But just because you don't have that fame doesn't mean you're not making millions of dollars. Because he's owning, like, it's like I don't know about Drake now, but like 3-4 years ago, it was like 9 or 10 different labels that was touching his money before you could even touch it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I may have it not accurate on how many labels were involved in his money, but still, I say all that to say that a lot of people signed all their masters away and they got their distribution, and it's not fair to the artists.
Fuck, it's such a dirty game, man.
It's a very, very dirty game.
It's crazy.
But that's why you got to know. Like, I encourage artists all the fucking time to know what the fuck you're doing before you jump into this business, because you could easily get taken advantage
100%.
of. If you really love this shit.
It's like how athletes are becoming smarter now with their paper. Like, you know, back in the day, guys like Mike Tyson got robbed of millions. Right now, they're taking things into their own hands.
Yeah, and I'm sure that happened. That, like, what we're talking about in music can apply to a lot of different fields. Yeah. At the end of the day, evil is evil. Evil resides in music. Evil resides in politics. Evil resides in business. Everything. Evil resides in government. Evil resides on the fucking streets. Yeah. It's not only in jails. You know what I mean? Sometimes the biggest the biggest crooks are the ones wearing suit and ties. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, evil resides everywhere.
It's actually so true. Like, they're usually the ones in the suit and ties are the business guys.
Exactly.
Who would you say is like an inspiration that like really helped you as you were growing up?
J. Cole. Yeah. Because when he spits and he rhymes and he raps, he not only is keeping hip hop alive by keeping the influences that he loved, like Nas and Pac and all like the Wu-Tang and real like core hip hop. You feel me?
Yeah.
But he's also saying things that would encourage a young person on the come up to continue doing what he's doing, showing you that there's hope, showing you that there's something, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Don't fucking give up. You could be surrounded by bullshit, but there's still some fucking light and some love that you could find. And look at him, like, you know, like he worked like 2 to 3 jobs, and he lived in he says it in his song Muhammad Crib, but he lived in. He had so much passion for his music. He was delivering pizzas, he's doing all this shit, and he was still coming home and making music. And he was on the grind, you know. And Jay-Z literally walked away from this guy.
He stood outside in the rain.
In the rain for like 8 hours, and Jay-Z like looked at him. He's like, "I don't take CDs," and he walked away. And Cole never quit. Cole never stopped. You know what I mean? So I find that shit inspirational, and especially when you talk about that and you live that, then how could you not respect that?
Yeah, I agree. J. Cole is definitely.
Sometimes, like, you know, out of the dirtiest situations, love and beautiful things can pop out of that. Because, like, look at the lotus flower. It grows in ditches in the dirtiest areas, but it's considered one of the most beautiful flowers, you know? Yeah. A lotus blossom. But
damn. Yeah, this guy's going off. You came in today. I love it.
Yeah, but I love it, man. That's facts, bro. But
what's next for you? So, you know, you're at a point now where you said you're just throwing shit out there, you're posting, you're trying to, you know, go on the mainstream or trying to take over the streams. What's your goal for the next like year or 2 here?
My goal has always been to inspire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, yes, any artist will tell you that I want to be selling out stadiums and having #1 records, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you want to go into hindsight, my biggest goal is just to inspire. I want to inspire as many people as I possibly fucking can. Like if I can inspire one person every day, and it doesn't even have to be through music. You know what I mean? Music, like I told you, is just a weapon for me to do what I love to do, and that's make this world a fucking better place. I don't give a fuck about nothing else. I don't care about the money, cars, clothes, fame. That's why you can't fuck with me. You can't talk to me on that level because I don't care about that shit.
Yeah.
What are you going to offer me that I give a fuck about? You know what I mean? All this fame and all that. I'd rather just have money. I don't care about that.
What makes you just want to make what has made you into that? Like, what do you feel?
I was born this way. God made me this way.
Yeah.
I've always had a deep passion, and I've always felt that I have to do something different in this world. Because at the end of the day, when you're like 90 years old and you're on your deathbed, the last thing that you want is fucking to have regrets.
Yeah.
You don't want to look back and be like, oh fuck, I could have done this. I could have talked to that girl. I could have pursued this. I had a dream for music. I could have done that. The worst thing, if you go to a long-term living facility or a care home or wherever these seniors live at, and you go talk to them, go see the regret in people's eyes and shit, the pain that you can feel when you talk to them, and they'll tell you the same thing. We're young, we got fucking fire in us. Why the fuck would you waste that? Time is the most fucking important thing in this world. That's why they sentence you to prison and they give you 5 years. They give you time, because time, you can't get that back. You'll never get that back. Eventually you're just gonna go to that deadline where you die. You know what I mean? So if time is the most important thing, let's fucking spend it doing something we love. And for me, it happens to be changing this fucking world and making it a better place. Because at the end of the day, when I go, I don't want to look back and be like, oh, I had money, I had cars, I had clothes, I had fame, I had hoes. I can't take that shit to the grave with me, but I can take what I left people, how I made people feel. That's what I can take. When it's all said and done and my soul is gone out of this fucking place, I can say that, yo, Hayz did something fucking great. He left people and you put a mark on people's hearts. That's what I want to do. You know, I'm that guy that Pac was talking about when he said, I may not change the world by myself, but I will spark the brain that changes the world. I'm that kid that blossomed out of that. You know, I was born 2 years later, and I came and I'm like, you know,
Preach.
I'm that guy Pac was talking about. And even Ye said, he's like, they could kill me, but like the revolution won't stop. There's another Ye out there that's fucking hungrier. Drake said that. He's like, I'm not worried about none of these artists. I'm worried about that kid that's sitting in his house that wants to be better than me. It's not that I want to be better than him, but me is just a reality. I'm a mirror. Everywhere I go, there's a mirror around me. I don't give a fuck about you or you as far as competition goes. I'm not focused on anybody else besides me. Only person I'm at war with is myself.
Yeah, so how many are they gonna kill out? There's gonna be another, like we said, Deep Sidhu born. There's gonna be another, Sidhu Moosewala that's gonna be born. They can kill off as many as they want, but we're gonna keep coming stronger and stronger and stronger, because I feel like that younger generation now has a different spark and there's like urge to fight in them. You know what I mean? Even in you, I see it. You're younger than me, and you understand so much of what's going on in this world, and it takes time to learn all that. And I feel like the generation doesn't want to take the time to understand. And nowadays everybody just thinks like it's overnight success. Nah, this shit takes time. You've been doing it since what? You were
15 years old.
How old are you now?
16. I'm 24.
And you're still going at it. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? So that's what it is. And I think as you're saying, you're gonna spark a lot of people, because it's not about what you finish at. It's the journey. And that's what people are going to talk about, the fucking journey. You know what I mean?
100%.
That's what you're going to remember, too. You're going to look back when you're up there, and you're going to be like, yo, these times right here were like, yo, when I was grinding or whatever, etc. And those are the times you're going to look back on and be like, oh, I just wish I was there for 1 second.
Yeah.
We as, like, humans, especially in 2022, we have so many distractions around us.
Oh, yeah. Man.
Distractions online. There's girls in a bikini. It's like, fuck, I'm part of it, too. I'm no fucking saint. I look at this shit and I'll be like, fuck that.
Every day, bro. Look at TikTok.
That girl is so bad. We can easily get distracted from the mission, But the thing is, with all these distractions, we got to realize that there's devil in the details.
Yeah.
And God is always with you. He's always waiting for you to wake up and continue the mission. But there's always devil in the details, and even sometimes we can fall for it.
Yeah.
And we can fall for like these tricks and shit. It's like the Matrix. It's like the girl in the red dress that comes around every now and then when you're doing something good. I've noticed it in my life too.
Oh, it is. It is, bro.
I've had moments, and you guys know this. I've had moments in my life where I've had records that have been on the top 100,
Yeah.
and I made it as far as number 27. As an independent artist, it's pretty fucking impressive,
That's
you know.
amazing.
And that was a few years ago. But then The Devil in the Red Dress came,
Yeah.
and my focus went somewhere else. I was in LA, and I was in a relationship. I was focused on that.
But let's talk about that, Pavin. How, as an artist, you know, you got this like mindset where you're fucking focused, tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Right? Now, how do you deal with other relationships in your life? Because you're so focused. How you giving time to, let's just say, someone that's in your life, significant other, or, you know, family?
You have to make sacrifices.
Yeah. But don't you think sometimes those sacrifices come with the price?
Absolutely, they come with the price.
Right.
Because, like, you can, like I said, you can look back and be like, fuck, I missed on this and that. But if you... I know my purpose here on Earth, like I mentioned before. It's to do what I said I was going to do, right? That mission to make this world a fucking better place, to do it with this microphone.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? With all the microphones. But with that, also, there's... Being an artist is not easy. There's long nights, long hours.
100%.
You know, you're gonna spend time away from family. If you have kids, you're not gonna see your kids as often. If you want to do this shit, how I'm gonna do it. But that's why I already separate. I push people away from my life because I know that that's where I'm going towards. You know what I mean? And I figure that out because I don't want to get close to people, and I know that I'm gonna have to fucking dip out. People can't handle that. Yeah. I'm like, how I look at my life is like that one kid. That who has parents, who has a dad who has to move jobs every fucking time, you know what I mean? And the kid is going to a different city, different school, has to make friends with everybody new again. I'm tired of making new friends. I'm tired of talking to new people. I just got to focus on myself, love myself. And yeah, many people will come along the journey as they already have. Yeah. I've had so many people that come into my life on this journey with making music and saying that they're going to do this, they're going to do that. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck.
I feel like at the end of the day,
who stuck around?
Nobody does shit, bro.
Nobody
does shit, bro.
Nobody stuck around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's been people that came in from the day zero, and they'll stay coming till the day we drop. But at the end of the day, you know what the fuck it is, and you can't ever stop. I can't ever look.
You know what it is though?
I'm a snowball. Yeah. And if I'm rolling down the motherfucking hill, I'm picking up. I'm getting heavier. My speed is getting heavier. I'm getting more powerful. And if you don't join the motherfucking snowball, you're just gonna watch me roll over you.
But you know what it is? I feel like people join the movement. So like, let's just say for you in the beginning, you probably noticed this a lot where people came on board, right? And they're like, okay, well, Hayz is this upcoming artist. He's got talent. He's gonna make it. But it's like they come in because they see money, right? They see profits that they can profit off you. But what happens is you believe in yourself and you know you're going to make it, whether it's today, tomorrow, 5, 6, whatever, how many years it's going to take. But those people that join that journey, they want to see it happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
So then when it doesn't happen tomorrow, it's like, yo, bro, what's going on here?
Well, that just shows you some people's mentality is not built for this shit. You know
and
what
that's
I mean?
why you probably noticed a lot of people have now opted out of the scene.
That's
you know
why,
what I mean?
look, at the end of the day, that's why I say I'm one of the chosen ones, because it's not that I was given all this talent.
Yeah.
Nah, I work my fucking ass off day in, day out trying to get here.
Yeah.
You know? That's the real gift God gave me
100%.
is the resilience and the persistence to never fucking quit.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. How could I lose? You can knock me down as many times. I'm going to keep getting the fuck back up.
100%. And I see it. Yeah. I see it. A lot of people can say whatever the fuck they want, but you're still out there. You're posting. You're on TikTok doing what you got to do because you believe in your fucking self. And that's what you fucking need, bro.
And at the new songs, evolving your sound, like
for real.
even everything like that. Like,
but that's what I feel.
And
like,
the music will speak for itself.
Yeah. 100%.
I mean, I can sit here. We could talk all this shit, but go check out the fucking music, and you tell me.
Yeah.
You tell me it's not.
No, but I've seen that, bro. Even for us, me and this guy in the podcast game, it's like when we started off, we were out of our house doing it from the couch with the mic on the table, bro. We had a fucking mic. No, then we had guys coming over. They'd be like to us, bro, you guys are too young, man. You guys gotta go experience life, you know, blah 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 blah, trying to deter us from this shit. Yeah. Then all of a sudden we upped our game. We got our own studio, and it was a situation. All of a sudden everybody's like, we want to come on board. Right? Obviously life happens. Me and this guy got busy again. But it's like every time, season 1, season 2, now we're in season 3, everybody joins you when they see some sort of like, you know, light. And then as soon as that light kind of dims out, everybody's like, okay, fuck off. These guys ain't nothing. You know what I mean?
That's kind of how like I feel like the environment is now, like the social media environment.
It's all fake. It's all fake, bro.
So
it's like for like.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about the local scene and like how our city and support. Vancouver.
Like how
you know?
how is it being like an artist from Vancouver?
And support, because we always talk about this, that you've said this in the past too, where you feel like there isn't, your own people don't support you as
Like
much.
everybody feels that way as a creator out here, to be honest.
And I see it, right?
You know why people don't want to say they're from the city? Is because of why you guys just mentioned. There's no support. That's why nobody wants to say. There's been some artists that have made it from here, but who has repped this fucking place? Who has repped it like Drake repped Toronto?
No one.
Who repped it like NW repped Compton?
No.
Nobody. Because people aren't proud to be from here. Nobody gives a fuck about it.
Yeah.
Because it has this like narrative. And you know what it is? It's these low frequency ass motherfuckers who walk around claiming that they know what the fuck is going on in this world and try acting spiritual and all this shit. And they be like, oh man, you're the problem. You keep complaining about this fucking shithole, and then you act like you're different from everything else, but you are this city.
Yeah.
People love going out doing the same old shit.
Yeah.
People love hanging around with the fake ass friends. People love all that shit. You know, that keeps them going in a circle. So if you want to change a city, everyone who wants to talk about changing the city is like, yo, you got to change yourselves first,
Yeah,
and the city will
100%.
start changing around you. But anyways, as far as support goes, yes, there's a lack of support in this place, and it's because people are so cliquey here. It's closed off. Everyone that wants to act like they're hot shit, but nobody's bringing nothing to the fucking table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People need to go see a reality, get a reality check, go to a different place and see how lovely it is out there. You know what's sad? I get more love in different cities
Same.
and have more people come to shows in different cities than I do out here where I'm from.
Yeah.
And so I'm not even repping this place until I can do something for this place.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because there's no point. What am I going to keep claiming? This, that in the city?
604?
Nah, fuck.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm going to go do something because I'm not just from here. I'm from Earth. You know what I mean? So I don't got to just make it only here. At the end of the day, Schoolboy Q popped off in Tokyo, Japan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he's from
That's so
he's
true.
from Compton.
Yeah.
So
You
like,
never know what day it will come or when it will happen
or where it will
or
happen,
Yeah.
or
where.
who will fall in love with you. You know what's crazy? I had we're looking at numbers like this, like a year ago. We were looking at all my numbers, and 90% of my streams during like a 2-month period came from University of Arizona. You know,
Nice.
and it's
Arizona.
Just, it's like, what the fuck? It's trippy, but look at that Mo Bamba or whatever, the Shaq West. You know, Mo Bamba, that song.
Yeah.
Roll it with my mother. You know that song?
I don't know.
Like a motherfucker.
This guy probably knows.
Yeah,
it.
you know the song. But yo,
You know it? Gary knows it.
his shit popped up. His shit popped off through university students. They were playing that at college football games.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Blondies.
So it's
Fucking
like,
sick.
and football players, that shit's hype.
I feel like other places don't have a bias towards you. Locally, people know who you are. It's like, oh yeah, I know that guy, blah blah blah. I see him on the street. I see him where he's from, what school he went to. But nobody really wants to hype you up. But someone that like sees you for just your music is gonna be like, oh shit, this shit's good. You know what I mean?
Look, Jack Harlow just came here. He sold out. Drake has been here many times. He sold out like 2-3 nights in a row. Weekend sold out, right? Every artist, mainstream, big artist that comes here, they sell out. So what does that show us? That people do listen to music here, and they listen to the same type of music that we might create, but they're not gonna listen to. What are they listening to those people for? Is because those people have already made it. So that's how this world is. We can't sit here and say that what's wrong with this city. Realistically, the whole entire world is like this now. It may not be like this in places like third world countries. They might be a lot more humble because they don't have all the fucking privilege that we have out here to have social media and go on and fucking be distracted 24/7. They might be more grounded to be in the present moment and focus on our shit and be like, yeah, you make really good music. But out here, people see so much information 24/7. The only way we're gonna stand out is we become successful. And when I say successful, I don't mean just like I mean successful, yeah, mentally, but also statistically. You have to be popping. That's how the city is. So at the end of the day, I've already accepted it. I don't even care anymore if nobody fucks with me in the city because even if because I know what I'm worth and I know what I'm doing, and eventually I know these same people that may not play my shit now gonna be playing me next year or next month.
Bandwagon
You know,
type
so
of thing, you know.
I don't care. I don't trip about it no more.
Yeah.
Is that something that used to bother you?
I think it could be frustrating for an artist that's on the come up, but I don't think it should bother you. I don't think that you should let it affect you because if that affects you, this game is hard as fuck.
Yeah.
One of my OGs was telling me, he said, look, Hayz, he's like, you coming in this industry, he's like, you got to remember one thing. He's like, you are very talented. I will tell you that. but he's like, at the end of the day, that shouldn't mean shit to you. If someone tells you something bad, right? Tells you, fuck you, Hayz, you fucking suck, you're the worst, fuck out of here, get the fuck out of my city. He's like, doesn't matter, tunnel vision. Yeah. Someone tells you you're the best artist, you change my, doesn't matter, tunnel vision. You're in the tunnel right now, and you gotta keep running straight. You can't stop and listen to fucking things, because you might get slowed down and let it snatch you up. So I'm on the go, man. It's escape velocity. I'm trying to reach that speed of light where I escape this fucking shit and get the fuck out of here, you know?
The Matrix.
I already don't hear it. I'm already living in my own fucking world, you know what I mean? I don't care about none of that. My energy, where it is now compared to where it was before, I'm a whole different fucking animal now, you know?
Hey, who's the artist you want to collab with?
In the world?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I will, okay.
Dead or alive?
Well, Pac for sure.
Yeah.
But Michael Jackson for sure too. If we mention the dead, well, who knows? Cuba, Tupac.
Yeah, he's alive.
Shout out Michael Jackson.
No, but I think that a Canadian, like Cole, obviously, but I could go on and talk about. I want to collab with a lot of people, but honestly, what would be a really cool fucking collaboration that the world needs is like I want to get to a certain pinnacle, and I haven't reached that. But once I do, I want to bring Canadian artists together, and I want to do a Canadian collab and show the world what the fuck this country has to offer. Well, yes, but Weeknd, Tory Lanez, Drake.
Yo, people forget about JB.
Yo, JB's the fucking man.
Yeah, JB's on the East Coast too. But here's the thing: we keep talking about all these artists on the East Coast. Yeah, nobody's repping the motherfucking West Coast.
But I feel like there are more artists coming out on the West Coast now that are trying to get their thing going. You know what I mean?
But then it feels
people are trying, but they need a leader.
I feel like it always gets plateaued. That's what I feel like.
No, I feel like it's like that top that's waiting to just pop. You know what I mean? Like Drake did that in Toronto. I feel like it's bubbling here, and it's like a matter of time before it, goes over.
I think that there's only one thing that can make someone pop. Is first of all, it's gonna be the sound, right? But that sound has to be unique, and it has to be their sound. Yeah. It can't be anybody else's sound. The city also needs culture. Like, I have a lot of plans for this place, but my plans, like, I don't want to just do this shit now. It's probably going to be a 5-year game plan. Yeah. But I want to open different type of clubs here. I want to open different type of I want to help out podcasts and radio stations and change the music. Because look at 94.5, 95.3, 104.9. All these fucking radio stations play the same old washed up shit. How come you're not playing artists in the city who are actually talented? Yeah. And we're from here. You keep playing the same old washed up shit that's on the fucking charts. Nobody cares about that. I'm tired of walking into fucking H&M and hearing the same old fucking H&M fucking clothing changing room music. I'm tired of this shit. Play new music and play something different. That would make this city unique.
We don't have that out here.
Because we don't have uniqueness. Yeah. We don't have culture. Look at Toronto. They talk a certain way. They walk a certain way. Yeah. They act a certain way. And when they rep Toronto, we'll be like, yeah, I'm from the 6. I'm repping that shit. People are happy to be where they're from. They weren't happy in 2007, but they're happy now because it's a place you want to go. You know, it became a destination now. Vancouver is yet to be that, but it's gonna
a tourist type of place for tour people. It's not for like a career.
It's a matter of time, though. I see it.
That's right. Because look, like I said, we have the people here. We have the youth. We have the yet to be culture. Yeah. But we need to have a way where we speak, where we talk, how we dress to the whole fucking world. So when people look at us and be like, oh, okay, that's Van City.
That's what I said.
That's who we are.
Yeah.
You know,
so
that's facts.
It's kind of hard, but
that's
it's
facts.
like, how do you create, but like once that one person does that, right, or whoever the fuck's gonna do it, then the floodgates, I feel like, will open.
That's what I'm saying. It's bubbling. It's just
bubbling,
a matter of time.
For sure. I think our culture is yet to be discovered, but it's gonna come along with, let's say tomorrow I get a #1 record. Within a year from now, I'll be one of the biggest artists in Vancouver. If that's the case, I know that people will in this city see that and be inspired by that. Instead of doing the same old bullshit, shooting at each other, doing this, that, they would be in the studio, or they would be playing basketball, or they would be doing something that they'd love to do. Mm-hmm. But we're in a time right now where even people that hate on you, it doesn't that shit don't matter either, because those people were just like they're like, you know how they say that the devil was a fallen angel, right? Yeah. Or whatever. I don't know how to say it properly, but it's the same thing with hate, because they were once good too. They once had dream. dreams to do something in their life, but they couldn't do it. They couldn't achieve it. And when they comes to you, passionate as fuck, got fire in your eyes, you're hungry, and you're doing it, and you're doing it in their fucking face. They see you and they're like, fuck, I don't know what to do but hate on this guy because he's doing something that I've always wanted to do.
I feel like hate comes from a place of insecurity. You know what I mean?
Jealousy, insecurity.
Yeah.
It's all low frequency shit.
Okay, so another thing. As an artist, how important is criticism? I feel like that's a fine line between like.
I think the right criticism.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are just want to be fucking heard. That's what I've noticed too on this journey. Some people just want to be fucking heard.
They're like kind of just saying it for
Just
the sake
saying,
of
like
saying
you
it.
guys said on your podcast at the beginning of the shit, when people would come to your place and they would say, "Oh, this game's kind of hard. This game's like this." Man, shut the fuck up. Fuck all that noise. You know, because because the amount of times that I could have stopped making music when someone said that, oh, like, yeah, it could be like this, it could be like, fuck, I don't give a fuck. At the end,
it for you,
I'm doing it for me, and I know there's people that are gonna love it. But look, if you listen to my music, you could tell it's for everybody, though. Yeah. I make pop, I make R&B, I make hip hop, and I have goals in the future to explore, to show our culture to the rest of the world. Yeah. I think there's artists out there like Jay Sean and Nav and you know.
You feel like he should have embraced our culture a little more?
I think that he doesn't know our culture.
Okay.
That's why he hasn't.
That's another topic. Yeah. Facts.
I think that it's not his fault.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not gonna sit here and point fingers at Nav and be like, how come you're not talking about brown people and putting us on the map, because we need to be. People don't even know who Sikhs are.
Yeah.
How come? Because you got the pedestal. You got the.
It's just not his responsibility type.
Isn't
thing
it?
either,
Well, truth be told, it's nobody's responsibility. If you have a passion and love for your people, then you were gonna do it regardless. You know what I mean? But I don't think Nav's that kind of guy. I like, you know.
But I mean, coming from a South Asian background, you gotta have some sort of interest in, you know, think about it. Our parents, the grime and grit they came from, and like the work they put in. I mean, there's some level of touch that his parents probably had into the place he is now. You know what I mean? Whether it was getting him the first piano, I mean, that was probably, you know, dad's hard work that he grinded out, gave him that spot to create that studio where he could create such a thing and have that opportunity to go out and make music. You know what I mean? Yeah. So how aren't you going to take the time to understand your culture, understand where your parents come from, and understand who you are?
Let's look at all different types of culture. We're talking about ours, but let's look at how many people have forgotten their culture. It's sad. We've come here. We're born in Canada. We're privileged enough to live here, but you know, there's people that come from different places and they're going through the struggle. Let's look at India right now, Punjab. Our people right now. We've been at war for the since we started. 100%. Our religion started. We've been at war, and we're still at war.
Still at war.
And there's a revolution that's happening, which most of you motherfuckers out there probably don't even know about in there. Man. So do your research and find out that this blood that you got in your veins, why is it even here? It's because people sacrificed their lives. They got their heads chopped off to be here to fight for equality, fight for freedom. Yeah. And if you don't recognize that right now, we're gonna lose it. Yeah. And this not just for my people, it's for everybody's people. You know,
100%.
I'm sure there's love in all different cultures, and be in tune with it. Listen to your
100%.
grandparents, and they hear their stories and where they came from and the struggle they had to go through, and realize that am I acting like a little bitch right now? Yeah, I might be acting like a little
100%.
bitch right now. You know what I mean?
And like
everybody's become so fucking soft in 2022. It irks me because, bro. Look, you know how that saying goes: tough times create easy times create tough people create easy times. Easy times create soft people. Soft people create tough times, and then the circle continues.
It's a cycle,
you know, and it's a fucking cycle. It's like because the generations before us, there were tough people. You know, they didn't complain all fucking day long. I got this problem. I got that problem. You know, so when even how you know, people are talking about mental health issues, and mental health issues that are all-time fucking high right now. And why? It's because we're consuming so much fucking information. When's the last time somebody's meditated? You know? You keep medicating, but you're not meditating. Fucking focus. Sit there and breathe. Even people talk about Sikhi and stuff. I hate to be the bearer of bad news to tell you this, but even in that, it says breathe.
Meditate.
Just focus and breathe. In the Guru Granth, breathe. You know what I'm saying? So meditation is huge.
To touch on that a little bit, I want to say, like, even, you know, what's happening back home in Punjab, I want to shine a little light on that. I want people to know that there's a revolution brewing, and like I want our generation to kind of wake up and understand what's going on back home, and I want people to understand that there's a revolution happening, you know, and let's just get in touch with our culture and understand the history from where we came from, and you know, put a little bit more work into getting to know you know, what our gurus did for us, and how the struggle in Punjab, we're still fighting. That was going on how many years ago? You know what I mean? We still don't have access to water. You know what I mean? Clean water. You know, they still haven't
and
given us.
We did.
At one point.
But the government out there, they don't want us to have clean water.
Yeah.
We had the bunch of the five
rivers flow.
And you know, we did have that, but they're trying to choke us out at our neck where it hurts. Even the whole farmers protest and shit that happened, like, you know, at the end of the day, you know, the biggest problem with our people, and I hate to say this because a lot of people go and get mad at this again, but like I said, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
The biggest problem with our people is we are traitors to ourselves.
100%.
We fucking switch up on ourselves all the
100%.
fucking time. That's why no revolution really carries out the way it's supposed to be, because
you get greedy.
People get greedy, they're selfish, they think about themselves. I think that votes should never be won off of having sympathy and feel bad for me.
Yeah.
Never be a fucking victim. Our people, first of all, if you want to talk about history, people have never been victims.
Never.
We're the fucking warriors. I don't want to be a fucking victim.
No.
Fuck that. That mentality is weak. You know what I mean? To sit there and complain all day long, complaining about your fucking problems, well, do something about it then. You know?
Facts.
Do something about it. People came wrong, and I hate to say this because people are gonna be label me as a bunch of fucking bullshit for saying this, but people said Andrew.
You guys just hate to say everything.
Yeah.
No, but it's reality though. A lot of people aren't gonna like.
Fine.
I know what you guys are saying though.
No. I don't hate to say. I love to say it.
Yeah.
I love to say the fact that people nowadays have become so accustomed to just complaining about their fucking problems. Like, let's talk about mental health for a second. People complain about, oh, I got this, I got that. When in actuality, it's like the whole system is fucked up. A doctor will just be like, oh, like you haven't slept in a few days, okay, you haven't done this, and then prescribe you fucking Prozac, and they'll give you a bunch of fucking pills. That shit is that gonna fix the problem? No, it might just cover it up a little bit. It's like a Band-Aid. But if you got a fucking huge ass cut over underneath, and you're gonna need stitches, you're gonna need a lot more than just a fucking Band-Aid.
The wound's gotta heal.
You know, the wound has gotta heal, and the real healing happens from inside. You can't fucking. And how could you hate on what that fuck I just said? Yeah. You can't hate on that when I just told you the real healing happens from inside. If you hating on that, something's wrong with you. You gotta go heal inside. You know.
I think with social media, the generations now have decided to just, you know, they view something. It's like little girls growing up watching Kim Kardashian, and like they want to be like her, dress like her, walk like her. It's like, nah, man, like she's putting money that you might not ever get to see or touch. Now, just because you're not gonna ever look like her doesn't mean you can't live a life. You know what I mean? You don't have to.
Can't be like, filled life. You can't
exactly. And a lot of girls are growing up having body dysmorphia, or, you know, committing suicide because they feel like they're not pretty enough. You know what I mean? It's a culture, like you're saying. Social media will allow a Kim Kardashian to go out there, a Nicki Minaj to twerk on stage, but a guy like Andrew Tate, when he says something, it's like, yo, cancel him, get him off the internet quick.
That's true. There's a lot of people that are behind the scenes, and they're controlling the music and the narrative of how things is programming. You know, you might see this, and just because it's big, you know, you're gonna be like, oh fuck, I gotta pay attention to this, but it's some fucking bullshit. Some motherfucker dude wearing a dress, shaking his ass on stage for a little fucking 4-year-old to watch that at home. You think that's good for that kid? You really ask yourself, if you want to bring children into this world, should he be looking at lovely things in the world, like you know,
dude, a 6-year-old has
kids should just be kids,
like learning to be friendly, playing outside, you know, learning English and learning to write and read and learning God, and those are high frequency things. But the kids are not being raised by their parents anymore. They're being raised by social media.
Yeah, look at social media. Like a 10-year-old has access to see all the tits and ass he needs to over fucking TikTok.
That's fucked up. And you know what he's gonna grow up with? You know what's so fucked up? There's a whole Jeffrey Dahmer show that's out right now, right?
Yeah, I watched it.
And you know what's fucked up? I haven't watched it.
Oh, yeah.
You know why? Because I think it's some bullshit. I think it's negative. You know, it's like
pretty fucked
it's
up,
fucked
bro.
up, right? Everyone who's watched it has told me the same thing. It's fucked up. It's negative. It's like, yo, it's pretty graphic and all this shit. What's really fucked up is the fact that show is number one. That's what's scary to me. How the fuck is that number one? And there's people talking about lovely things out there, and there's good positive shows, but that's not number one.
Well, like that show, like I see how it's number one, like because
it's negative.
Not even that. Okay, it could be that too, because he killed and ate a bunch of people, but
he ate.
It was
That's
fucked up, bro. Trust me, bro. That's what I'm saying. Is it wasn't like a documentary. It's like an actual show. You know what I mean? It was like a real show, so that's how kind of people stayed interested in it. I guess that's how we watched like 5-6 episodes. Then it just got weird. You just kept killing the fucking people and eating them, and I just turned it off.
That's crazy. And it's number one. It's the number
bro,
one show
same
right
thing
now.
happen every time.
No, but let's talk
Yeah.
about that. Like you're saying,
Why is that the number
why-
one show?
Oh,
why
yeah, I don't
why
know.
is Lil Nas X twerking on a
No, but let's
motherfucking
look at it.
stage
Why are
the number
we-
one thing that we're viewing right
Yeah.
now? Why? When there's people preaching positive things and that's not number one. It's shown you that the impact of the media has gone down so far down the rabbit hole that it's actually affecting the youth now, you know? And if we don't stand up, if we don't stand up as in our generation and do something about this, our kids are fucked. I don't want to bring children into this fucked up place right now. You know what I mean?
That's what you mean. Yes,
Like for
Facts.
real, think about that. When you have a child, you fall in love with that child and you want to raise it in a beautiful world that's, but this place when you grow up, it's like, fuck, I wish I could be a kid again because things were a lot better. You don't have all this shit, but you grow up, you realize everything you were taught was bullshit.
yeah.
And you start realizing.
But
all
now,
this shit.
now it's like those kids have access to that right away. Like at 10 years old, what were you doing? I was outside fucking playing hockey.
Yep.
I wasn't on no, like, you know what I mean? Like
We're outside playing. We're outside fucking, chilling with friends, actually socializing,
Yeah.
having.
But now a 10-year-old's on fucking TikTok watching some
yeah.
guy preach about fucking something that he will never comprehend. And if he builds some sort of like idea of what that's supposed to mean, he's gonna grow up viewing that, and he might not achieve that, and he might look at his life like, fuck, I'm a failure. You know what I mean? It could create so much trauma that we won't realize. You know what I mean? For the future generations.
How do you see the good things in the world though? Like, what do you think about that side of things? Do you feel like there's a balance of the good and evil?
There's
well?
always gonna be a balance.
Yeah.
There's always there
I
always
don't want
is.
to
But
be
right,
like always too negative here, right? Like, because I want to think about the other
the
side.
truth
too.
is, you have to talk about how dirty it's gotten right now.
It's so dirty
because
right
if
now,
it was
yeah.
if it was like 25
Yeah.
years ago and I was the same age I am right now, I bet you I wouldn't be saying the same shit that I am right now.
Facts.
I'll probably be saying a lot
Yeah.
more different things. I'll be
Facts.
talking about like, okay, hip hop is actually hip hop,
Yeah.
But I'm sure that time there was people complaining about the time the world is in right at that time. But it's like,
they
why is it
were,
progressively
right?
getting worse? It should be getting better.
Yeah.
Like this shit we've been warned about a long time ago, So that's
But
why.
it's probably. I feel like it's just a cycle, and it's gonna
Yeah.
continue because of the way that society is structured.
Yeah.
But then it's like, if society's not structured like this, what we run?
would we what?
What does society run?
I think society could run. Okay, look, why is there billionaires out there, right,
Mhm.
with so much fucking money in their pocket and so much shit to go around, and they're out there living their elite lifestyles, and there's fucking children without food in their stomach? Why? Why do we want to spend all this fucking money on war and bunch of bullshit, but you can't feed people in your own country?
But see, that message has been preached, and Pac used to say the same shit. He's like, why are we paying for war when there's kids that don't got food in their stomach? You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like
But
that's
that
been
thing is still
happening.
around, And
But
so-
I think there's a bigger thing right now, bro. I think now it's a situation where they're trying to like control us, bro. It's like more than just like bro, now your freedom of speech is kind of being taken away. You say one wrong thing, bro, it could be a situation where you're never allowed to post on YouTube.
And
again.
that's scary.
That's scary, bro.
But it's only scary if we be obedient,
Bro, like we used to sometimes I look on the news and I see things that like 5 years ago or 10 years ago, I think like if someone was just telling me that 10 years ago this is going to happen, I'd look at him like, yo, you're a fool. Like, what the fuck are you saying?
No way.
Sometimes some of the shit that's happening in today's day, bro. Like, look at those women getting killed, like overseas. Like, it's fucked up
In
shit
Iran.
in Iran.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, bro.
I missed it. What happened?
So, I don't know the whole story, so don't quote me on this,
Yeah.
right?
Whatever,
But
like,
in Iran, there's a revolution that has started, and it's been started for a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
But I think her name was like Masa Amini. I think that was the name.
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm wrong, but she, they're trying to show extreme Islamic like states where like the women have to be covered up and they have to live a certain life and they have to
So
pray.
The two people were trying to.
The government,
Okay.
the government is like Islamic, or
So
whatever.
they have to
Yeah,
wear
yeah, no, I
hijabs,
understand.
cover
So they-
themselves, and like they can't.
It's very extreme.
Yeah.
It's very, very extreme. It's like the women that are out here, they live a pretty
yeah.
chill life compared to out there. It's like fuck, it's extreme.
Yeah.
And the thing is, out there, if you don't follow their rules, they'll kill you. So there's a revolution, and they've already killed several women, you know, and I think that's a huge thing that's going on in the world
Several
right now.
women.
And here's the thing, they blacked out their media just like they did in India during the farmers' protest.
But you don't
so
think
a lot of information's not coming out, and when it does come out, it comes out like days later, you know?
But bro, look
Yeah.
at it this way. You don't think that's what's going on now? Like, look at it. Everything's turning. They want us to drive electric vehicles. You know what I mean? That's all connected to power grids, everything. One day you might wake up and you might not be able to drive your car. You know what I mean? Go down the street.
Yeah.
It's happened. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes
I think that like
I never thought about that.
even with electric vehicles, it's like you could if here's the thing, if something ever happens in the world, you know, like something major, a disaster or something like that, at least with a gas vehicle, you know, I don't think they should. Who the fuck are they to say that I want to ban all the gas vehicles? You know, all the vehicles that require fuel. Like, I get it economically. Right now, it may make sense for everyone to drive electric, but the problem is electric is so expensive. And then on top of that, if something were to ever happen, how the fuck would people get around? It would be mayhem in the streets.
But even creating electricity to have enough electricity to feed all those vehicles creates emissions.
We don't have enough.
It creates emissions. So it's causing the same sort of effect to our environment as driving a fucking gas-powered vehicle would. You know what I mean? So I feel like you're saying, like I'm saying, is like 10 years ago, if someone told me that I wouldn't be allowed to go on, you know, a show and speak what I want to speak, I wouldn't believe it. But look, in today's day in Canada, that shit's happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the same shit. The agenda, we used to look at China and we'd be like, oh, fuck, like these guys are fucking controlled. Isn't that the same shit that's happening here? You couldn't fucking, you were told just 2 years ago, you were told that you can't show, I was told that I can't show up to work if I don't take 2 vaccines.
Me too.
You know what's crazy about control, right? Is that if I was signed to a label right now, right?
You want to be able to.
I wouldn't be. They would have walked in right here and cut the mic off.
Yeah.
Probably about 45 minutes ago. You know, they'd be like, as soon as you're not talking about your music and how you gonna make us money, get the fuck out. You know, because that's why I try to say to people, stay independent as much as you can, if you possibly can. If you do want to make music like how we doing it, create your leverage, then go to a label and let them give you a distribution deal. But that way you can walk into the label with your balls in your hand and say, fuck you, give me what I owe, what you owe me. But you're not, I mean, don't don't physically put your.
Yeah, we know who said that, right? Yeah.
That's a good idea.
How many minutes are we in? We're just over an hour. What are you saying? You want to do a little freestyle?
I mean, we can't. There's no beat, so we got to probably save it for next time.
Or make a beat right now. No, I'm joking.
Go raw, acapella. What do you think, man? This is your time to shine.
Well, you can't fucking hear. I don't got to.
Here, let me play a beat on the phone. What do you want? Something old school, 50 Cent.
In Marvin's room. No, I'm just
Marvin's room?
No. Play the.
Okay, I'll just give you a little acapella for real
Okay,
quick.
he's got
Alright,
it.
let's
He's
go.
got it. He's got it.
Alright.
Let me play something in the background.
Hold on, ready?
Alright, go for it.
Something hard.
To tell you the truth, there's only few rappers up in the booth who I think can actually get in the room and spit it like they got something to prove. They probably hear me and they cocky. What I'm saying ain't nothing that new. I'm tired of this industry with politics and clout. We gotta get them out. There's little kids who do it better than these lames in the game, but they'll never get the fame because they ain't did what they was told, or they didn't sell at shows or sell their soul to get a name. Giving masters away, they don't want us independent. Can't tell me where my pen is. Fuck you if you're offended. This is freedom of speech and this is art, so I mean to be deep. They try to kill hip hop, I got a reason to speak. The underdog been on a chain, but it's a season to eat. We came from nothing and still here, ain't no easy defeat. And God gave us all a purpose and a reason to breathe. Until we reach it, we ain't never gonna be leaving in peace. It's Hayz.
That shit go hard, bro.
That shit is hard, bro.
So I'm saying, it's a matter of time. It's popping. The
That's
bubble
it, bro.
is brewing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's Hayz for
Well,
you.
we want to thank you for coming on, brother. It was
Aight.
a pleasure to have you on here. Appreciate
You know?
the freestyle. Appreciate the time. Appreciate the knowledge and wisdom. Hope everybody
Absolutely.
enjoyed the perspective from our artist perspective. And I was super happy. First guest of season 3, and I'm just super happy he was our boy.
We're trying to
Aight.
get back into it now.
And if
you know,
anyone who doesn't know me, I go by the name of Hayz. You can
drop
follow.
your
You can follow me at official HAYZ on Twitter, on TikTok. Sorry, not Twitter. On Instagram, on TikTok.
You can follow us on Twitter, Bains and Beers.
Yeah.
And that's it.
There we go.
we the Bains and
And look,
beers.
the next time you see us, we're probably gonna be sitting here. Probably gonna be in like Miami and LA. This way, fucking with feet.
Don't worry, Daz, you coming with us, man. We taking you with us.
Probably gonna have you smoking a blood. I don't know, but it's gonna be in a different situation, a different place, a better place, and hopefully by that time, the next time we speak, the world's in a better fucking place too. We gonna do that.
100%. The Bains and beers, and we out.
We're out.
Run it. I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah.